Being the fifth in the series, the Southeast comprises Abia, Imo, Ebonyi, Anambra and Enugu states. Leading the ministers in delivering their scorecards under the Buhari administration, Information and Culture Minister Mohammed said the change that was promised is for real, despite insinuations from people he described as cynics.
Many have said they are yet to see the change we promised. Many more have called the promises a ruse. In fact, many of them are mocking us. But we remain undaunted because we know that the change we promised is real.
The minister said developing the southeastern region of the country is dear to the heart of the president, hence the approval for the execution of key strategic projects in the area. On perceived lopsidedness in appointment, Mohammed solicited for greater understanding, saying the southeast will not in any way be sidelined by this administration.
There are hundreds of appointments yet to be made. It's an evolving scenario, and any lopsidedness is being addressed as we progress.
Taking their turns, Minister of Agriculture, Foreign Affairs and Health summed their achievements and projections this way.
I assure you, in 2 years, both for grains and tree crops, fruits and vegetables, this country will be back where she was in the past.
In our 2016 budget, the National Arbovirus Research Center, which is in Enugu, will receive support. As you might be aware, yellow fever, Zika virus are all borne by mosquitoes. For many years, this used to be a foremost center in the country doing research. But for some curious reasons, we abandoned the center. So we are back on track. We will upgrade the center in order to be sure that this country can do meaningful research and make sure that we are free not only from Zika, from yellow fever and the others.
A lot of the resources of this country are stashed away in foreign countries. And we need a very robust engagement with all those countries to get them to help us to bring that stolen loot back to this country, to help us in our real development challenges.
While Minister of State for Petroleum chronicled the successes recorded in the oil and gas sector, his counterpart in environment spoke on the need to collectively protect the environment.
The time has come for us to take that toga and get, quite frankly, serious. Every Nigerian needs to now begin to say the problem is not the problem of President Buhari. It is the problem that we have created ourselves, the problem that we must individually solve by ourselves.
We need to look at our past agricultural practices, and the Ministry of Environment is partnering with the Ministry of Agriculture to ensure that these harmful agricultural practices are brought into bear.
For Trade, Investment and Industry, Okechukwu Enelama narrated the new thinking in government.
What we have agreed to do is that we're going to set up these industrial zones and industrial parks all across the country. In the southeast, we're going to have at least two such industrial parks. In many cases, the land has been identified. In fact, in almost all the cases, the challenge is putting in the infrastructure, and this is where working together as one government comes in. Working with the Ministry of Power and all the other relevant ministries, transportation and so on, we're going to make sure that all those industrial parks have all the facilities they need to run.
Labour and Employment Minister Ngige, on his part, drove the message home to his people, challenging them to face reality rather than chasing shadows, in his words.
This government you are seeing today, we are managing poverty for you because we are broke. That is the truth.
Enugu State Governor Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi assured that he will key into specific federal government programs and policies for the betterment of his people. The people took on the ministers, who in turn provided answers to all issues that have been agitating their minds. In Enugu, Anthony Forson, NTA News.